Medigroup Physician Services presents Medigroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives, produced by Bridget Wilson and Carrie Peters. Today's guest is Billy Harris, CEO for Sri Trang USA Inc. Now, here's your host, Medigroup's Frank Gillespie.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Medigroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives. And alongside me today is Medigroup's CEO, Andy Klearman. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Frank. Great to see you.
Great to see you too, sir. And thanks for being here. Today, Andy and I are here with Billy Harris, CEO of Sri Trang USA Incorporated. Welcome, Billy. We've been looking forward to this.
Frank, Andy, it is great to be with you. I appreciate the time to share today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Sorry, Frank.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much too, Billy. We really do appreciate it. So, Billy, I won't waste your time. We're going to jump into that first question. Billy, how long have you been in your role as CEO of Sri Trang USA? And could you give us a brief idea of what your continued vision is for Sri Trang?
Yes. So, Frank, I have been with the group here since July of 2017 in the capacity of CEO at Sri Trang USA. I have been with the group since August of '94. So have a number of years in the space, specifically for the hand protection, disposable gloves, exam gloves. But again, having served in a couple of different roles since August of '94. So been a real pleasure to be with the group and to be able to bring that here to the United States as well.
That's fantastic. And we know your leadership is outstanding and happy that we have this opportunity with you. So question number two, Billy, we saw on your website that Sri Trang has a reduced carbon footprint project. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. We are really excited for our group and have worked very consciously. And the origins of Sri Trang really comes from the rubber industry. And the rubber industry mostly we think of as the automobile tires. But we've been able to transfer the things that we do in rubber into finished products like disposable latex exam gloves. Mm-hmm. And what that means is based on the way we manufacture the product, our footprint at the manufacturing level for a latex exam glove leaves us a carbon neutral footprint. So because the glove itself is biodegradable, that means that for those that are used in non-medical, that could go to a landfill and it will certainly degrade in a relatively short period of time. For those products that are used in healthcare, I really should clarify, those are still going to be incinerated based on the requirements for any product that comes in touch with, bodily fluids and things of that nature. So it would be a hazardous waste.
Absolutely makes sense. Andy, did you have something you wanted to say there?
No, I just said what you said, Frank. That makes sense, Billy.
Absolutely.
Great that you guys are doing that.
Absolutely. Billy, thank you for sharing that with us. And on to question number three, and certainly a timely topic that continues to keep popping up. During the height of the pandemic, what were a couple of the larger issues faced by Sri Trang?
So first and foremost for us is we really had to think about our employees and their families.
Sure.
Because without them, we would not be in a position to continue producing product and ultimately get that to various markets. And the markets for us is we serve 140 countries in the world. And we produce 3 billion pieces of gloves per month. So 5th largest producer. So we really needed to start with precautions and how we handled, again, our employees, their families, and doing all of the necessary things for keeping a very clean and safe environment in the production facilities. Certainly challenges from, supply constraints due to ocean freight, some of the logistical things. Those were just as much a challenge as much as just producing the product and getting as much to market as possible. But again, the real challenge and the real commitment was to employees and their families around the world.
Kind of company you want to work for, Billy. That's excellent. Medigroup is the exact same way. So that's fantastic and highly respected. And I believe our next question comes from Andy Klearman.
Hi, Billy. On Frank's Fast Five, we try to keep things fun and informative. But recently, you have been advising people in your network about some things going on with China in relation to how this may affect the supply chain. Could you please explain what is happening with China in relation to the supply chain from your perspective, or from the perspective of one of the sources you have been using?
Yes. So again, for our group, we have a footprint in China. So we were able to work within that environment. But what I had most recently shared that comes from published information is most are not aware that China has made a very aggressive move and announced laws that they have passed within China that they have the right to seize any properties that are U.S. owned in China, which means that's property and people. And so if we think about all of the companies in the world that have footprints, even U.S. companies, if they choose to be very aggressive toward U.S. companies that supports sanctions against China, we have no idea what that really could mean for U.S. and or the rest of the world. So it's something that we continue to watch and monitor and take precautions with. So you just have to watch out for these kinds of market moves, if you will, whether it comes from China or any other part of the world.
Well, Billy, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's information that people just don't get. You're right.
Yeah, it's not a mainstream item that catches most people, and that's why we think. So again, it's not specifically related to gloves, which what we produce, but it's for all industries. So you really have to pay attention here. Let's think of all of the retail goods that may come from China that could potentially be impacted for U.S. owned companies with entities in country at China. So,
and Billy, what I think has been a really wise move on your part and a good move on your part are the emails that you've been sharing that says, I thought you'd like to know. And it just gives some background on some of the things that you just articulated. So we really appreciate that. It's very helpful and it keeps us in the loop in terms of what's happening.
Yes, and again, for our particular space, specifically disposable exam gloves, the U.S. is very dependent on other countries for supply. We've been based in Thailand and producing gloves since 1991, shipping again to many countries today around the world. And oftentimes we take these small little disposable items for granted. Obviously, during the pandemic, there was a lot of attention brought to, a number of items in the PPE space. And we just think we need to continue to bring that visibility forward, if you will.
Very helpful and most appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You bet. So we've made it to our last question, and I just wanted to let you know we have information from some pretty good sources that you're a great fisherman. So with that, could you please share one of your fish stories with us?
Oh my. So I think the way I might respond first is I am very much a recreational angler, and I do enjoy my time on the water and outdoor activities and adventures. But here recently, I did have the opportunity with one of Andy's dear friends, a business colleague, as Mr. Rand Ballard.
Oh, yes,
Rand Ballard. Great guy.
Was fortunate to have him come join for, I like to think of him as just a Rand Ballard outdoor adventure. And you kind of get what you get. And we all know that your evenings will always be long and your mornings start very early.
I kind of know what you're talking about, Billy.
Been there, done that,
So-
Billy. I worked for Med Assets for 15 years, so I know the route.
You gentlemen know better. I'm just a small learner in this here recently in the last 10 years. So, but
Well, I think you're
Rand was
guaranteed a good
able-
time. Rand Ballard for sure.
Rand was able to shake loose from his quite busy schedule, joined me here for redfish outing in the nature's coast of Florida. And
Nice.
the destination is a small community called Horseshoe Beach. And we were targeting redfish. And so Rand came in to town, had a nice evening, an early morning, and off on the water we are about 7 a.m. And as an avid red fisherman, I said to Rand, now Rand, our target species today is redfish, and perhaps we might catch an occasional speckled trout. So we're maybe 3 hours into our fishing, having a wonderful time. We're hosted by one of the greatest red fishermen in the area and guide, Mr. J.D. Nobles, who is quite known from the redfish fishing circuit. So he's done quite well in tournament fishing. And as I said, 3 hours into our fishing event, Mr. Ballard spots over on the bank there an alligator.
Ooh.
And which is very uncommon in the Horseshoe Beach area. And lo and behold, Rand figured out a way to lure that alligator off of the bank to chase his bait and eventually hooking that alligator,
Oh,
No way.
creating quite a stir for our guide, Mr. J.D. Nobles, and myself. And I recall looking at Rand and saying, Rand, we are not alligator fishing. We are red fishing. Rand reels this 6-foot alligator to the boat, looks to the guide and says, you got to take the hook out. Guide reaches over, gets the hook out of the alligator, releases him safely, and Rand responds with, that's the biggest red alligator a man can.
That is so awesome.
That is a great story, Billy. I love it. And only with you and Rand together can I see that happening. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Billy, we can't thank you enough for your time today. It's always fun to see you. I don't get to see you enough, but we appreciate it. It's been a great time, and hope to see you again soon in the future. And Andy, any final words from you?
Billy, great to see you, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Gentlemen, Frank, Andy, pleasure to be with you. Continued success for each of you.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you very, very much. Bye, Billy. Take care.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
This has been Medigroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives, produced by Bridget Wilson and Carrie Peters, and hosted by Frank Gillespie. Special thanks to Billy Harris, CEO for Sri Trang USA Inc. This has been a presentation of Medigroup Physician Services.